We're starting to see the EURUSD break out today from a 2021 trend line. I'll have the details on that in today's video, including key levels to watch and also the latest on the DXY as it breaks down from a 2024 channel. Now, if you guys do want my help with your trading, here's a way to get into the VIP trading group and also have access to the course, have lifetime access to both of those things without paying a dime. So for a limited time, when you sign up to my preferred broker, Prime XBT, and deposit at least $500, you are going to get lifetime access to both the VIP trading group and also the course. So in the group, we have daily videos, exclusive charts and setups, my help with your trading, and you're also going to see my trades in real time. So click on the link at the top of this video and head over to Prime XBT, sign up. There's no application required, deposit $500 or more. Let me know, and then I'll give you lifetime access to both of those things. Or if you're on the website, look just below this video and you will see a link there for Prime XBT. All right, guys, so looking at the EURUSD, these are the two trend lines that we've talked about in recent weeks. You can see we have got this one up here off of the 2021 high. Okay, so we've got these highs along this trend line, and this is the weekly time frame. So you can see this candle right here. I want to point this out at the forefront just because it illustrates that there are no guarantees in trading, because you can see if we go to the daily, this back here was a fake out from the euro from that trend line. But since that time, this market has held below this level on a daily closing basis. And again, we are starting to see a breakout here today. Okay, so this is the first breakout from the EURUSD from this trend line since going all the way back here to late 2023. Now, of course, that breakout failed, and I'm in no way insinuating that that's going to happen this time. But again, there are no guarantees, so you do have to position size appropriately. Now, with this market breaking out, the big question is, will we get a pullback? And if so, where to? And for that, obviously this area down here at 1.0865 is now going to be a must hold for bulls. So if we close the day above here, this area down here becomes critical support for EURUSD bulls. And as long as the market holds above this area down here, then I am going to stay bullish toward levels like 1.0925 and potentially areas like 1.10. Okay, so what's interesting about this area at 110, and I've talked about this previously months ago, is following this breakdown over here, because not only was this a fake out from that 2021 trend line, but this was also a fake out above these two highs back here. So we talked about this in the VIP group. And by the way, catching moves like this right here, okay, this fake out and a subsequent sell-off, catching moves like this is exactly what the course teaches. And what's interesting about this is you can see the two highs right back here, right at 1.10. Okay, so a psychological level here. And following this breakdown, this candle right here that broke down, we got a retest very close to 110. However, the market never fully retested those two previous highs. Okay, so we also had this high right here. Once again, it didn't quite test that level. So if the EURUSD can hold above 1.0865, then we could see the market finally come up there and retest that failed level at 110. Now, you've also got levels like 1.0925, this pivot through here, that is also going to serve as resistance on the way up. But if it can hold above, this area down here, again, I do favor the market higher toward 1.0925 and potentially that 110 handle. Now, keep in mind too that there is no guarantee we do get a retest, and there's also no guarantee that we get a retest all the way down here toward 1.0865. So one thing to watch here is you can see that we do have some recent highs. So if I draw a short-term level across some of these recent highs, you can see that we do have a level right through here. Okay, so off of this closing price, this high, this one, and also this one recently, you can see that there is a key level just above 1.0865. So there's a chance that we don't see a full retest down here, and instead the euro retests this level before moving higher. All right, so keep that in mind as well. Now, the alternative to all of this, okay, is that the market, closes up here and then sometime this week closes right back below, in which case that would give us a fake out opportunity for a short, toward levels like 1.08. But as of right now, we do have the EURUSD breaking out, and we also have the US dollar index, the DXY, breaking down. So looking at the DXY daily time frame, this is the ascending channel that we've looked at that has held all year long. Okay, so you can see down here, we've got several lows off of this level, these two highs up here, and recently the market has started to pressure this level. So it's a very clean channel from the DXY, and we are seeing the market, clearly break below that key level. Okay, so for the DXY, for the US dollar, as long as it holds below 104.5, then I am going to stay bearish on the dollar short term. Okay, and this is me flipping, guys, because I have been neutral to cautiously bullish on the dollar throughout all of 2024, and for good reason. We have seen the market carve higher highs and higher lows. But I have to flip a little bit here with this market starting to break down, right? Because again, this is a clear breakdown to where as long as the market holds below 104.5, then I have to flip a little bit bearish here. Now, like I said with the EURUSD though, if the market sometime this week were to close back above this area up here, then it would give us a fake out below that channel, and we're looking at a bullish dollar. But for now, again, 104.5, this area up here is going to be resistance. Now, just like I mentioned with the EURUSD, there is no guarantee that we do see a full retest of this area. In fact, I'd be a little bit surprised if we do. If tomorrow were to come up here and retest this level, I think you've got to be really careful, because that could be an early sign of a fake out below this area. Okay, so just like with the euro, we could see the market give us a shallower retest here before moving lower. So off of this closing price back here, somewhere in this region between 104.25 all the way up to about 104.35 or so. Okay, so all these recent highs back through this area, just like with the EURUSD, I think this is kind of the area to watch here for the DXY. We could get a full retest of 104.5, but again, if we did see a full retest there, especially tomorrow, I'd be really careful trying to short the dollar. Now, as far as where the DXY could be going here over the coming weeks, if this holds up, because clearly this is a significant breakdown from the dollar. If this holds up and the market holds below 104.5, that's the first critical step there, is that the market has to hold below this region. If it can do that, then we could be looking at a move down here toward this previous pivot right around 103.6, potentially 103, and then even into the 102 region. Now, one reason for that is you can see that we previously had a descending channel off of these highs up here and also these lows. Now, what's interesting about this is we got the breakout through here, we got the retest, and you can see where the market did bounce right from this critical level. So we could be looking at the market giving us a rounded retest, and furthermore, if you'll notice here, even though it's not really textbook in the sense that it's not occurring after an extended move up, we do have the potential here for a head and shoulders from the DXY. Okay, so if this does play out, we could see a move all the way down here toward the 102 region. And one other reason for that, okay, apart from that being very close to the measured objective of that head and shoulders, is that if you look back here, we do have these two lows where we got a higher low from the DXY back here. Okay, so you can see higher low right here. This also intersects right over here with 102, which is also the top of that descending channel. Now, you could take this a step further and say that this is actually an ascending channel back here, where you have the market carving this higher low down here. And if we drag this up to this recent high and extend this over, you can see where this was also an ascending channel here. Okay, so you can see where we had this high back here. You could even make the case that it extends off of this one. We've got this high and these two lows. Okay, so we've seen the market do this here over the past year and a half or so. So there is that chance that if this holds up, if 104.5 holds up, then we could see the DXY head as low as 102 before we see any type of significant demand for the dollar. All right, so this is all contingent on 104.5 holding as resistance now. That is going to be critical for the DXY. And one last thing here before we wrap up, speaking of that head and shoulders, if you were to plot this as head and shoulders and assume that your neckline is right down here around these recent lows. And this is something to also keep in mind if you are going to trade the majors, because if we see the market bounce from this area, we could get a pretty significant bounce back toward that 104 area. Okay, so speaking of the neckline here for this market, it would come in down here around this closing price back here and this recent low. Okay, so we've got support coming in down here for the DXY right around 104 or just above that mark. Now, what's interesting about this though, is if you take the height of this pattern, okay, so from this high up here down here to the neckline, and this assumes that this is a head and shoulders, guys. It may not be, but if it is, you can see where the objective for this pattern comes in right down here around 101.7. Okay, so very close to 102. So again, we have a lot going on here with the DXY breaking below 104.5. We have the potential for a bit of a head and shoulders developing here with a target down there around 102, which is also that ascending trend line and also the top of that descending channel. Now, of course, I have to leave you with this though, even though the dollar does look bearish, remember there are no guarantees, guys. we could see the market bounce from here and just close right back above this area. If it were to do that, then that is bullish for the USD. But right now, 104.5 is going to be critical resistance. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications. Don't forget to join VIP, sign up with Prime XBT, and deposit $500 or more for lifetime access to the VIP trading group and course. Trade well out there, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.